Depending on whether one is pursuing a romance, your interested party will finally give in, stating that they're facing certain death and are now fugitives from the council. Yes, end of the world sex. Ashley says she's not into words, but doesn't stop rhyming off poetry to get Shepard in the mood. Liara is more direct and honest about the situation, and Caden is, well, Caden. Caden actually has the best dialogue, and the responses are very accurate describing the situation.
50,000 years to figure this out, and it's down to 25 mutineers. Way to go, Team Milky Way.
The problem with this scene is the camera isn't looking at his face half the time. It's kind of weird. And of course his legendary out-of-place round 2 response.
I don't think I have all my stress worked out yet.
Joker's waiting for you on the bridge.
So we find the Mu relay and arrive at Ilos. There's a bunch of Geth ships, but they can't detect us because the Normandy is stealth. Presley locates some strange readings, and Shepard has the worst line out of the whole story.
Take us down, Joker. Lock in on the coordinates.
What, no other analysis? Why would you lock in on readings that are strange? It could be anything. Could you ask Presley what's so strange about those readings exactly? It's also the jubilant way it was said and how quickly that freaks me out. And I certainly hope locking in on coordinates does not mean drive the ship into the planet. The navigator guy says there's no room to land the Mako, which is odd since the Mako is a space dune buggy with retro rockets that can climb mountains with no problem. Whenever it lands on a planet, it's no big deal. He says we need 100 meters of open terrain, but I don't see why. What's wrong with slanted terrain? A ramp would be pretty helpful too. Let's also remember that Normandy can hover in the atmosphere no problem, so what's wrong with doing that and then just dropping the Mako? It's apparently suicide, but it doesn't matter since Joker's a hotshot, and he says he can pull it off.
The most I can find near Saren is 20.
Wait, we've detected Saren too? What about those strange readings? Where is Saren? Can we shoot him with our flying stealth warship yet? Why aren't we shooting at Saren right now? What's going on? I know this is just for effect when Shepard says,
Joker, drop us right on top of that bastard.
But what is Shepard talking about? Is Saren there? And if so, does that mean he's in the exact same location that Presley suggested, which is 20 meters? And if he moved, does that mean we have to change the location of the drop and screw up our nigh impossible 20-meter Mako drop? What's going on? And why did Joker take his hat off? So we land okay, and magically Saren's right there, but we're between him and a door that Saren locks in front of us. Our team then comments,
There's no way we're getting past that door with brute force.
maybe not with the Mako, but what about the Normandy? I mean, Joker did just take his hat off. He dropped us in a 20-meter target. How about we just back up the Mako a bit and let Joker take a few shots at the door with our flying warship, which I'm sure has some kind of digital targeting system and smart missiles or something? But instead, we're going to walk around hoping to find some kind of security override for a 50,000-year-old door of complete alien design. Even if we are in a rush here, I guess the Asari counselor was right. We need a deft touch with these things. So we fight some Geth and travel around these Prothean ruins, which may as well have been overgrown by the Thorian, but we can still use one of their elevators. We eventually find a security panel, and it's another broken Prothean message. Wait, I thought the Protheans communicated through beacons and telepathy. How come this one is just a big holographic display? Why didn't they use that for the beacons? Anyway, luckily Shepard has a Prothean translator in their brain, but not even that helps since the message is all broken. And it's just another warning about the Reaper invasion. Okay, great, we know. This isn't helping. So really, this hologram serves no other purpose other than to tell us that the Reapers are bad, and Shepard, or maybe his universal translator, or the Prothean cipher in his head, I don't know, can understand Prothean. We're just not exactly sure how these two things work, and as the story goes on, we discover it has absolutely no value whatsoever. We encounter yet another working elevator, and we're now officially screwed, so we go back to the Mako. And wait, why did the doors suddenly open? Was it that security panel with the broken message thing? Oh, I guess it was. So, off we go. There's a subway filled with Prothean stasis pods that are placed several stories up in the air. Wait, how the heck did they get up there? And this is just a design question, but why are they so far apart and randomly placed? Isn't that incredibly inefficient for a desperate species trying to survive? We then get forced out of our ride by a 5-story tall shield. Actually, 2 of them. This place must have some serious power requirements, especially if it's 50,000-year-old and still working. The question is, who's waiting for us? So we take another elevator, and as we're slowly moving down through the window, we see even more stasis pods, which are even more loosely placed and further away from each other. We finally get out, and finally, there's some sensible placement of these things. Wait a second, is that the sky? Are you trying to tell me the Normandy scanners couldn't detect this room from a hole in the ceiling, yet there were strange readings where the entrance to this place was? Well, I guess it could be an artificial light source. So we finally meet this VI called Vigil, and it's pretty smart since it knows what indoctrination is and can detect it if present. Also, it's talking in our language because it was spying on us and was smart enough to figure out our entire alphabet somehow. I don't recall anyone saying the quick brown fox jumps over the lazy dog, but maybe it was computing pi for all those years. It also completely defeats the purpose of Shepard being able to translate Prothean. Luckily, this is something we've recorded with our heart suits, right, Shepard?
I am an advanced non-organic analysis system with personality imprints from Kesad Aishan, Chief Overseer of the Ilos Research Facility.
Hey, that's neat. The Prothean scientists named this planet Ilos too.
But to stop it, you must understand, or you will make the same mistakes we did.
Okay.
But the Citadel is a trap.
Holy crap. Now, that's pretty important. However, we're on a tight schedule here. Could you maybe, I don't know, beam that data into Shepard's brain? Because we really gotta find the conduit right now. No? Okay.
But in this state, they are vulnerable.
Ah, good. So we should go after them as soon as we can. That's great.
The Reapers can wipe out the Council and the entire Citadel fleet in a single surprise attack.
So essentially the Reapers pour in through the Citadel, get all the info on everyone alive, either capture them, kill them, or turn them into sleeper agents so they can seek other survivors over the centuries and essentially take or kill everyone. Then they go back to hibernation. We find out the Conduit isn't a weapon, but the result of the Protheans researching the mass relay technology and building its own. The Conduit ends up being a mass relay that points directly to the Citadel, which is amazing because we know that the mass relays have something called drift, which causes objects traveling to their destination to miss their target by a few thousand kilometers. What I find odd is when the Reapers finally left after completing their cycle of destruction, the key researchers were released. Yet after 50,000 years, Vigil is still working, and he said he had to turn off nearly all of the pods to conserve energy while the Reapers were busy reaping. Exactly how much energy does a pod take, considering it took the Reapers centuries to leave, yet Vigil is still working after 50 millennia? What, were they playing telepathic networked Halo? The Prothean scientists found a way to alter the signal that the Keepers send through the Citadel to the Reapers so they don't come pouring through. This is good because Sovereign already tried remotely to send the signal through the Citadel to communicate with the rest of the Reapers, but it didn't work. So Saren's plan is to get manual access of the Citadel and allow Sovereign manual control to send the signal.
When you reach the Citadel's master control unit, upload it to the station.
Okay, where is the Citadel's master control unit?
Wait, where's the Citadel's master control unit?
Yeah, exactly what I was thinking.
Through the conduit, follow Saren. He will lead you to your destination.
Wait, what? So Vigil's suggestion is we have to watch or ask Saren? Come on, this is where the writer is being lazy and just telling us we're going to have a scenario where we catch up with Saren, either at the master control or right before or after, wherever that is. It's some pretty weird programming by a VI. Why can't he just tell us? We got a map. Why would a VI program whose goal is to save us withhold this info? Being told in person by the interactive epitaph of our ancient progenitors about a doomsday plot that's been going on in cycles forever is a pretty big motivation to get our ass going, especially when they've given us the tools to stop such a plot. In relation to the concept of the story, we've just been told our progenitors have unlocked the secret of the Mass Effect. That is, they've built their own mass relay, which goes to show the relative nature of the universe by way of their motives. They push themselves not for the survival of their species, but for us. In a way, the Protheans are like our distant parents, wishing us well on our journey, or in this case, to not only protect us from harm, but ensure the survival of their children, knowing that they'll have an even more difficult struggle ahead of them. So we get back into the Mako, and we go down even more subway tunnels, but this time there's no more pods left adorning the walls. And we acquire more currency by shooting Geth hundreds of meters away, because boy do we need galactic money, until we finally get to some kind of,
There, Conduit. It's incredible.
Wait, how do you know that's the conduit? There's too much lens flare. Well, I guess it's kind of big and important.